Are you ready to magnetize true love or manifest the life you love, full of things that you want and more with ease? Are you a woman who's ready to shift paradigms and go from hustling like a man to receiving true blessings in a more feminine way? Whether you are ready to attract a life partner who can meet you fully, or career opportunities that allow you to work with less stress and with more purpose, or you're just ready to feel better in your body as a woman in her power, then it's time to prioritize learning how to awaken your divine feminine energy. For those of you who know me, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you new to this channel, welcome here. I'm Dr. Amanda Noelle, and I help high-achieving spiritual women to attract and keep their ultimate life partner by tapping into the sacred feminine energy. My partner Jack comes in on the channel from time to time to provide the latest tips, updates, and info on dating, the law of attraction, and healing so that you can attract your twin flame. In today's video, I'll share the 5 ways to awaken your divine feminine energy, and I will start with the 5 reasons the divine feminine energy is so vital at this time. But before we start in, so I don't forget, join me and a group of global goddesses for the upcoming free new moon cacao ceremony that happens from the comfort of your own home on the new moon. It's one of the biggest things that you can do each month to juice up your feminine energy, connect with tribe, and it doesn't cost a dime, during which you will receive 3 hot new moon in Aquarius astrology tips to help set your dreams into action, a sacred cacao ceremony to set and bless your goals for the next 28-day cycle, a new moon in Aquarius channeled reading and activation, sisterhood, and accountability. You'll also get a heart-opening cacao elixir recipe, the goddess goal sheet, a PDF to help you track your success. And it's been groundbreaking for myself and many of my students. And raw cacao is the ideal medicine to use during the new moon. The new moon is a time for planting those new seeds, getting into meditation, then setting intentions, making plans for the upcoming month. And it's also a time to tune into the powerful womb-like energy of Lady Luna, which cacao is a powerful medicine to do that, especially the dark moon. I'll share more about it at the end of the video, but register now to set your goals by clicking the link in the description box below. So let's shut off our minds and tune in to the mysteries of the divine feminine energy. Let's start out by breathing into our womb spaces, or the hara, in your second chakra. So let me point out the 5 reasons so you can stay motivated to do this sacred work and rise your feminine energies. And then I'll get into the 5 simple ways you can do so. Okay, so the 5 reasons to do this are: 1, you'll feel better in your body. You'll become healthier and have more energy. 2, you'll reduce or eliminate symptoms of burnout, such as food sensitivities and adrenal fatigue, those weird rashes, sleepless nights. 3, you'll feel authentically beautiful and even sexy, not just because you look like a supermodel, but because of how you embody your feminine frequencies. And the 4th one is you'll become more intuitive and awake in your 6th sense: clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience, hearing, and any of those claries that I'm not clear about right now. And the last one is you'll feel more turned on, reducing boredom and depression in your life. So when a woman isn't nurturing her feminine energies, medical issues such as thyroid problems, adrenal fatigue, fibroids, endometriosis, testosterone issues, hormone-related issues, these can alter her emotions, her health, and her overall energy. So let's talk about the 5 ways you can quickly reawaken your divine feminine energy and get happy and awakened on all levels. Apply these 5 and you'll awaken your divine feminine abilities within and without, such as your natural skills in healing, channeling, writing, creativity, intuition, the arts, and just being in your relationships fully. You can check out my video, The 25 Divine Feminine Awakening Signs and Phases, to learn more about what the process to becoming a woke woman is. All right, here are the 5 ways to awakening the divine feminine. Number 1 is to stop achieving and start receiving. Now, in the old masculine paradigms, it was all about external achievement. The unawakened masculine is through domination, control, and achievement and external wealth. The masculine produces the feminine receives. In the same way that the masculine seed enters the feminine womb receives that seed. In the ancient times, men hunted, women gathered. This is the yin-yang relationship of balance. Now, the high-achieving women out there have been pushing, hunting, and doing more than their fair share, which attracts men who can be manipulators, narcissists, moochers, or they just don't show up. Now, when women focus on receiving what fills them up, whether it is following a passion, being in service to others, exploring new hobbies, or spending time with people or animals that they love, they become more magnetic to what they want. Now, the universe starts rewarding her focus on her joy, her satisfaction, and her pleasure versus productivity, hitting numbers, and external success alone. Now, while we might not always get accolades for following our pleasure, the rewards are internally priceless when we're awakened internally. A lot of women have a pattern where they don't want to awaken internally, to feel themselves. Deep down, they do not feel enough. They don't feel good internally because their mothers and fathers didn't validate them properly and express love in healthy ways. They're aching inside. Now, there is a common pattern that ultimately stems from the wounded masculine. Dad may have unknowingly projected his shame onto his children around his inability to commit and be that Superman. Daughters especially are so empathic and sensitive, and from that young age we pick up the message that I'm not good enough, and we think we have to be perfect to get dad's love. If you're an overachiever and may have some daddy issues to look at, I know I did too. The good news is that when women heal their patterns with Papa, we can set new healthy patterns via self-love and validation, and not just for the external success. Then we begin to attract external circumstances that reflect our internal higher sense of self-worth. Now, while it can be tempting to want to have it all on the outside without doing the internal work, I mean, who doesn't want a fancy car, a life that shines, that hot boyfriend? But that's not enough for a real woman. There are no shortcuts, ladies. High-achieving women often need to look at what drives them. And if this is pain and feeling not good enough, believe me, it's time to shift the paradigm on the inside, especially if you're a woman who wants to manifest her ultimate relationship. While it's externally sexy, it's not enough to settle for the golden handcuffs marriage or image, where a woman hustles like a man to have the perfect life and body, hoping to land that hot guy. In the end, she'll only settle for scraps emotionally, and at some point, the relationship will fizzle out because that sacred union connecting them is not there in the first place. Women who don't care for their own divine feminine energy are going to end up in that burnout, that divorce, emotional breakdown at some point. So it serves them to connect with their own feminine energy sooner than later. And then they get to have their happily ever after all. These women need to start nourishing their feminine through positive self-talk and adding more self-care into their regimen, such as bathing and journaling, meditation. They have to make time to nourish their emotions, their sleep cycles, and connect out in nature. Now let's take initiative. Focus on your needs this month. What feeds your soul? What action steps can you take? Post in the comments below. Now, the second way is to get out of your head and into your intuition, which is the sacral chakra, the womb area. One of the gifts of the feminine is that she already has the answers inside of her, like mother's instinct. You have already what you seek. So seek within, sister, to find the answers to your soul. That is the concept of the feminine versus the masculine, where it's more about studying and seeking on the outside from masters and mastering through emulation. The feminine forges her own path. Now remember, it's all about yin-yang balance. What if you were to swap out some of your mental thoughts and repetitive thinking for a daily break out in nature, just tuning into a divine feminine meditation? You could even sit somewhere quiet and imagine listening to your own womb. Many women who do this are amazed by how many answers, how much wisdom and joy that can stream out effortlessly. Sometimes there's a layer of grief or pain that can take some time to clear and work through, but this is part of the healing process. It's time to reveal the ancient feminine wisdom stored within your womb, linking you to generations of females who are genetically, epigenetically, and spiritually linked to your soul. They have so much to share with you. Now, there's a lot more that I could share about how to tap into your womb, and it's important to do ancestral clearing work so that you're not just getting stuck in there intense traumatic memories that may be stored somewhere in your DNA. However, we can quickly tap into our divine feminine energy. First, tap into the feminine energy holographically, collectively. Just call in the sacred feminine, and then you can place your hands on your womb. And you can imagine connecting to the women who have gone before you. You can link it way back to your mother, your grandmother, your great-great-grandmother. Feel the ultimate mother who created this earth, the stars, the sky, the everything, the great mother goddess of all. She lives in us. She's the reflection that is the is state. Isis is that is connected to the sacred feminine essence in the original source of the feminine. It's within you, it's eternal, it's timeless, boundless. And it's not attached to any particular planet or plane. The feminine lives in everything and creates. Then ask yourself questions and allow your womb to channel or answer back to you. You'll be surprised by how much wisdom is stored in there. Be sure to thank your womb, your lineage, the earth, and the divine mother before completing the meditation. The third way is to honor your emotions. Many women get stuck operating in their masculine because they're avoiding feeling their emotions, because these can be messy and sticky and feel so darn painful at times, at least until we learn how to navigate through them and surrender through them. Children are often taught to suck it up and hide their emotions because they're taught that they're weak. I especially see this with overachieving clients who shut off their feelings. They often don't feel their feelings until the point where the feelings start manifesting as a negative thing for their business, like suppressed emotions. These can easily turn into emotional entanglements or conflicts with clients or colleagues. Have you experienced this? Maybe even relationship challenges or divorces stem from this explosion of unprocessed emotions. Otherwise, they can turn into lumps or cysts or acne or painful periods or even car accidents. For women to truly have it all, we have to accept and integrate our emotions, even the messy baby ones. I'm not a baby. Smooth out your emotions by nourishing your feelings. Feel to heal. Take time to feel each of your emotions each day as they come up. Maybe it's not an appropriate time at work in a business meeting, but especially feel the uncomfortable ones like fear and heartbreak, anger and sadness, and the big ones like failure and self-hatred. Now, I went through a deep process around this at the eclipse, and it felt like death. I had no idea that I still had so many self-hatred and fear skeletons in my closet from early childhood. But we will move through these as we feel them with love, just like a loving mother who nourishes her young. It's so comforting. Feel to heal. The feminine always heals with love, especially when you ripple through the pain. It's so worth it. The only way to attract a loving man is to be loving and forgiving to ourselves. I get it that emotions are a lot to process sometimes, especially when you've got a lot on your plate and you have a congestion of toxic emotions that's coming up. It's a lot to handle, right? So that's why it's important to have a community, a container where when things get overwhelming, you can show up. And that's why it's such a pleasure gathering women together, and every new moon we have a safe space to set goals and to celebrate in the feminine and nourish the F out of ourselves and set our 28-day goals in a solid container in the areas of business, love, health, self-care. So click the link below and register. Way 4 is to move slowly. The feminine energy is high vibrating, but it can move very slowly on the earth plane until it grounds into her own rhythm in the material world. And to do so, she must harmonize with the masculine clunky structures here. You don't have to slow all the time, but this fast-paced world, gosh, it's so important to set a time aside to slow down, to dance slow, to eat slow, chewing 30 times per bite. It helps with digestion. It also helps when you slow down with your nervous system. It's great to do some qigong or gentle flowing energy movements. In order to move slow, you'll want to rewrite the story of I'm not doing enough, or the story that I'm not good enough if I'm not running around all the time. Use affirmations like I have all the time that I need to self-care or live in the feminine, or the goddess has my back to take time. Okay, exercise. Say these 3 affirmations after me if you like. I have all the time that I need to live in the feminine. The goddess has my back. I am allowed to slow down while I speed up the manifestation of what I want. Great. Now for the last way is 5, get wet. Water is cooling, nourishing, soothing, and boosts libido. Drink in water, bathe in water, cleanse in it. Sacred springs let go of old lovers. You can swim in lakes and oceans and rivers to rebirth. It's also great to get in touch with your own water and wetness and sweat and juiciness. One warning though is don't stay in hot water or hot temperatures for too long, or you could actually burn up your yin. Sweating too much of your precious yin fluids could drive your feminine hormones, and women who have too much extreme heat, they could have yin deficiency signs such as insomnia, night sweats, dry mouth, sore throat, heel pain, low back soreness, a red tongue, and thin rapid pulse. So don't overheat like I did in hot yoga. Do gentle yoga, swim daily in natural water such as the ocean instead. Now the moon represents the water element and the oceanic tides and waves. One of the reasons I host the live new moon cacao ceremony is because I used to struggle with irregular menstrual periods, and sometimes I would skip my period for like 3 months. Since doing these new moons, I have been celebrating regular cycles each month. It's been great to not only regulate hormone cycles, we also get sexual magnetism boosted. When we're in that feminine energy, we can manifest faster. And that's why we participate in the cacao ceremony, because cacao is so helpful for getting clear visions. Try it out for yourself. We'll be doing a new moon raw cacao ceremony this new moon with our global goddess gathering ceremony. In ancient times, women got together in sisterhood. We honored the lunar cycles in the darkness under the new moon while men were out hunting for us. In fact, the origin of the word menstruation is the same root as month, moon, and measurement of time. So I hope you can embrace these 5 ways that nourish your divine feminine energy by trying them out. Let me know what you think, what fills up your cup. You can post in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you for a nourishing new moon ceremony this month while sipping raw cacao. Thanks for joining me. Namaste. Namasko.